Probably a neighborhood like yours. Not far from here, it's a few blocks south, in a suburb of a major American city. You, sir, would you say your neighborhood is like mine?
Yes, I would.
Okay, and anything can happen in your neighborhood, as it could in mine.
I think it could.
Uh-huh. You're very agreeable, sir. I think that this is a very circumscribed two-block area. Can you show the folks what that looks like? Ah, there you see it. Now, within this vast metropolis, we occupy just a few blocks where the characters will walk and talk. The characters being someone named Umberto and someone named Mary. I am not Umberto. I am stage manager.
Umberto, come out of your domicile. Step lively, young fellow, I say.
Oh, how sweet to see you today, looking so resplendent in that orange dress. And pardon my tardiness this morning. I was falling asleep again, even after a full 8 hours. And you are looking especially lovely in that silk shawl.
Oh, why, thank you. And you are looking quite dapper in that blue shirt.
Do you think? Let us go up Cedar today, shall we?
Well, Cedar's fine.
Or do you prefer Ash?
No. We'll be greeting or recalling all we can, right?
Greet and recall, that's what we do. Did you hear the good news about our neighbors, Carolyn and Jim?
I think what? I don't know.
They're to be grandparents again.
Again? Why, this is
Indeed.
their third. Blessing after blessing.
Our two-block area is filled with blessings, between the tragedies, that is.
Oh, yes. Well, there must be tragedies. They give life meaning.
But this is a special blessing, my dear. Jim told me they'd be flying out to Cincinnati when the baby is born, to be there to help Esther and Jacob. I am so happy that people still want to bring babies into this world.
Yes, it reassures one. Oh, with all that's going on. Me too. Did you hear what the Pope said last week?
That dog's comment?
Yes! Too many people caring for dogs and not enough babies being born. Don't choose pets over people, he said. It takes some of our humanity away.
Well, I suppose there's some truth to that. Look, I remember when Jim and Maureen's little Esther was riding her first two-wheeler right there in front of their house. Right there, if I close my eyes, I can hear her yelling with the thrill of it all. So much life has passed amongst us on these streets. Let's visit and listen.
Oh, you know, it's always a little spooky when you do that. But it's wonderful, too. Your memory is unbelievable. Umberto, how long have we been going on these daily walks? It feels like a long time.
5 years to the day. This is our anniversary of walking together, if you can call it walking together. It's more like stopping together.
No. Well, we never miss a day walking or stopping. Not since our first. It was a month after KARL passed, you know.
Yes.
5 years ago.
I thought that was a decent interval before I invited you, that is.
Remember how inconsolable the month before I was accepting your invitation? Was I being sinful when I finally said yes?
No, you were being human. I was lonely too. Don't forget, Mary, I was missing my Magda after all.
Oh, what a wonderful woman. Of course you missed her and you needed companionship.
Mary, because this is a special day, 5 years and all, don't you think we are especially remarkable?
Oh, you are. Not so sure about me. I'm just a gray-haired, gray-faced widow. There are a million like me.
Nonsense. I don't want to hear any of that self-belittling chatter from you. I thought I would share a secret with you today.
You're not sick, are you?
Definitely not. I am the healthiest 78-year-old for miles around. Well, except for that Jay, that champion swimmer. He's incorrigible.
Well,
No, it's...
what's the secret, for heaven's sakes?
First, forgive me for asking, but you know, some parishioners at St. Mary of the Assumption are not exactly full believers. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, for all our joint attendance, we don't talk doctrine too much, do we?
No, not as such.
So I have to ask, you believe in our dear Lord, don't you?
Of course. See? I carry my rosaries around my neck. They were blessed by the Pope. Carry it every day.
And the Lord has the ability to raise the dead and to give hope where there was none. Does he not?
He does. Tell me, where are you going with all this? You're frightening me.
And he has the power to someday grant eternal salvation to us.
Yes, if we're good. Where is this conversation going? I thought we were going for a nice, casual walk around the block as usual.
Well, not every walk is like the previous, nor is every day.
Umberto, cut to the chase. You've got me terribly worried.
Things have changed, Mary. I can see so much, and I know so much. Too much sometimes.
Oh, really? So you can foresee life and death? I can't deny that I've always suspected. I've always suspected you had special powers. But I always thought it was for like trivial things, like talking yourself out of a parking ticket. I saw you do that once, you know.
True, true. But I'm serious, Mary. You did have suspicions. Why?
It's your eyes. They're so soulful, like no one else has. That's how I know.
You know, it started with a dream I had before we met. St. Peter, the custodian of God's church here on earth, as you know, came to me and said, Umberto, I have a special project for you here on earth. Monsignor Joseph told me that very specifically, that if any saint asked me to do his bidding, that would be a very holy obligation on my part. I was only 7 then, just after my first communion. St. Peter, in his visitation, asked, Umberto, do you agree to having these special powers? At first, I said respectfully, I do not. I was frightened of the responsibility, Mary.
You refused a saint? You know, St. Peter once said, humble yourself therefore under the mighty hand of God, so that at the proper time he may exalt you, casting all your anxieties on him because he cares for you.
Mary, I tell you, I was a frightened little child.
Oh, well, let's take a break here. Now, who would want to have those powers? Not me. I'd be petrified, like I'll bet you were.
So I can foretell the future, including yours. Are you interested?
No, not me.
What if that giant sycamore over there would fall and injure young Wally Pickerel 5 years from now, age 9, although he's just 4 and lives right there, right now?
No more. You will make me faint. And don't you dare enter that darling young boy. Pardon me, Umberto, and forgive me, St. Peter, for I don't want any of your past and future business. No, none at all. I know what counts. Let's walk now.
Yes, you do, Mary. And that's one of the reasons I love you.
You love me?
I love your company, that is.
Oh. But how is that so different?
So tell me, what counts in your life? Tell me that as we stroll.
Well, I'm not sure we're going to stroll much today. Why so profound? We usually chat about such mundane things, the perfect weather we've been having, my mahjong club, my macrame art, and I watch your eyes glaze over.
Yes, you do. I admit to not being the most attentive companion, only at times when I have a lot on my mind.
And you tell me all about your sister's psoriasis.
Yes, I do.
And the high price of Robbie and celeriac.
Oh, that celeriac drives me crazy. Prices up, 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 up. And yes, I usually complain about expensive Escalade, too. Boring old me, guilty as charged.
And about stuff I love, like the delicious new flavor of ice cream at the Goat House Creamery. I want to try that new caramel mango crunch, but not right now.
I bet it's not very far away from us, Mary. Yeah, shall we go tonight?
Oh, possibly. And about those talking dogs.
Talking dogs? What are you speaking of, woman?
Ha! I just wanted to see if you were listening.
Really, Mary?
All right. Well, it is a great day, isn't it? Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Oh, I don't know what is making me so giddy. Maybe all this seriousness.
And seriousness at the right times is what we need, after all, right?
Right. And so, I will answer what you asked me before. What counts in a well-lived life? It's having people who love you and who love you back.
Yes, that's probably most important. And you have that in your life, now as before. And
Taking care of others, enjoying life, and where I see injustice, working for change, appreciating art, walking the righteous path. Now, how is that for a list?
pretty impressive.
Those are my meanings of life, and I'm not at all certain you are adding to my knowledge Umberto Cellini.
Forgive me, but you have taught me so as well.
One thing you could help me to figure out, why, if I am with the way of the Lord, do I still feel that I need...
Something more?
Yes.
Look at this, Mary. This piece of bark from a sycamore tree. Hold it. The Lord wants us to gather the most meaning and beauty from our lives, as you do every day. St. Peter said, what matters is not your outward appearance, but your inner disposition. Cultivate beauty, the gentle, gracious kind that God delights in.
Oh, you're right about this bark. If we look at it closely, I see all its beautiful structure and color, but some things I hear are so confusing. Tell me something, Umberto. Tell me about existence-ism. I'm keeping this.
Where'd you hear about that?
Well, I heard it on the radio. I couldn't follow it, but I'll bet you could give me the Umberto version, nice and clear cut. Could you do that for old Mary?
Well, yes, I can try, just like I did for the philosophy club in Melrose Park several years ago. You see, an existentialist, and that's what they're called, those poor miserable people, they don't see the sky above us and think, how glorious is the Lord's creation.
Well, that is a shame.
Look up now, Mary.
It's so lovely.
It really is,
It
especially
is.
that cumulus.
OMG. Look, there's Joye Schwartz painting one of Mandy Levine's gorgeous flowers. Show all those people over there, Joy. Oh, it's beautiful. And those people. yes. Don't you love the delicacy of her brush strokes, Umby?
I do, and you know, she explained to me how she traps the color, isn't that right? Like so it doesn't bleed into this white area. It's a special technique that I learned about the other day. Joy actually explained it. Yes. And Mandy and her beautiful flowers, she adds so much to the beauty of our neighborhood with her garden. She is amazing. You should pick up a few tricks for your own painting from Joy.
Why? Don't you misunderestimate me. Don't tell me what I can and cannot do, even if you're getting your coaching from St. Peter.
Mary, I will soon have something very important to tell you, but not now.
Oh, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, stop scaring me. Forgive me, Lord, for using your name in vain.
Now here is a young lady you are going to enjoy meeting.
Why, she looks like me when I was about 19. Are you me?
Yes? Yeah, I am. And honestly, I know all about your life.
Oh.
How you've lived it, and I'm very pleased with everything. How you've turned out.
The way I've turned out. Can you imagine?
No.
Are you pleased? How do you know me?
Well, here they let you travel backwards and forwards. So I sort of followed you.
What? Are you stalking me?
No. I'm just looking out for your best interests. I like your direction.
She likes my direction. Oh, what in the world?
Unbelievable. Well, maybe best not to ask too many questions.
How can I help myself? She seems too real. If she knows the past, maybe she knows my future. How will I turn out? What's ahead? I'm not so sure I want to know.
Well, it looks good. Like your friend says, best not to ask too many questions. Here, look at me closely. Take advantage of every single day, and both of us will do just fine.
Frankly, I am having a hard time with all of this.
But now, you better call the police about the fire up the block at the Browns. They're both old and very frail and might not be able to make it out in time.
Oh no, but,
Sorry.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
That will have to wait. There will be a 5-minute intermission now, so get your refreshments at the fabulous Goat House Creamery, who waiting eagerly to serve you. But be quick about it. You won't want to miss what is to come.